Good afternoon, folks. In today's video I would love to talk to you about this AOCI Carplay C5 series unit that I had on my bike for my long trip to Turkey, which was over 10,000 kilometers and almost 1 month. So how good is the AOCI Carplay unit? I was installing the AOCI unit onto this specific bike. It wasn't too bad. The main thing for this is to find a good place and a good way how you mount it, which in my case wasn't necessarily, I didn't plan properly maybe. So it's not the most optimal setup, but it worked. And other than that, you only need to find the wire that cuts the power to the unit with your ignition, which any bike that you may have will have one plug for this ready, and then it's just a matter of how you connect this wire with the power on wire of the unit itself. And the AOCI has a fairly straightforward documentation and just a couple of wires on what you need to do to get it work. And then of course the other thing is to lead the wires through your bike for the rear and front cameras, which wasn't too bad at all. My unit comes with the 2 security cameras, one in the front and one at the back. As much as I am happy with how the unit works from the electronics point of view, some of the holders, the mechanical parts, were less than ideal. This one didn't survive the off-roading in Turkey. It literally just snapped on the second or third day me doing lanes in Turkey, which of course it wasn't being the easiest terrain that I could have done, but you would expect a little bit better build quality from this. Now, the front one didn't have that problem because that is softened by the shock absorbers on the front. But in the rear, having it dangling on this license plate holder wasn't probably something that it was built for. As you can see, I customized it with my own logo, which was fairly straightforward and easy to do. After booting up, the unit goes straight to the home screen and it starts recording in case you have the microSD card in it. And of course, it also connects to your phone automatically. You only need to do it once and then it would connect. And you have the standard set of applications like phone, Apple Maps if you use them, Google Maps, Kalimoto, My Route app, which are my essentials for long distance journeys like the one I've been in Turkey. By the way, the unit comes with the pressure sensors, wireless sensors for both front and rear wheel. So in the panel section you can get your tire pressure and the temperature. Also gives you the elevation information, and I think somewhere there was also this GPS info about the GPS status, the UTC time, the speed, and the latitude and longitude, and again the elevation. And last but not least, just the standard settings for the unit, which are nothing complicated, it's just intuitive and a no-brainer. Now, one thing I observed with the unit was that when I did not use an active application such as Google Maps or My Route app to navigate, the unit had tendency to restart spontaneously here and there. It wasn't anything that would annoy me, it's just it happened, and I was quite surprised to see it, but it didn't have any impact on the usability or anything. It just rebooted and came straight back where it was. But that could be a combination of my phone, the iPhone 16 Pro, and the unit's firmware, which I didn't upgrade when it arrived, so it may have been fixed without me knowing it. By the way, the unit is not only CarPlay, it works with Android phones as well, but because I no longer use any Android phones anymore, I didn't mention that specifically, but if you're an Android phone user, you can use this unit as well. One of the other things that may need some improvement, and again it's a mechanical part, is the holder itself for the unit, which probably this is more an issue with my bike, the Ducati Desert X, rather than anything else, because I would rather have the unit somewhere here so that it's closer to the windshield and more in the same line of sight with the main display unit. This one just sticks too much, and probably an aftermarket holder for this unit would do the job, and I would definitely have a look at alternatives, how I could mount it in a better way on the bike than I had it for this trip. Another thing completely unrelated to the AOCI unit, its electronics or any of its mechanical physical parts delivered with it, is this cradle for the Ducati Desert X itself, which has this annoying squeaky noise. So a little bit of grease or WD-40 would probably be required. And also it has quite a lot of vibration, which then vibrates with the entire unit. By the way, if the welcome sound, the ding-dong type of sound, is annoying for you, just make sure you put the volume here all the way down. That simple setting will get you rid of this annoying ding-dong welcome sound. How do you make the AOCI unit to work with something like your Cardo and for that matter any other intercom? Well, the thing is, you don't. As long as your Cardo is paired with your phone, you just use the AOCI as a remote display for your phone, and that's it. So if these two things are paired, you are sorted out and you don't need to do anything else. How will you change the logo on the AOCI C5 unit? Well, for that one, it's fairly easy, and I leave the instructions in the description for this video, okay? So check it there. Basically, the AOCI is just looking for a certain file of a certain name on the microSD card you put in there, and will grab that file and store it in its internal storage, so that next time when you boot up the unit, it just grabs that custom logo that you provided it with the custom file name, with the custom logo. So read the description. It's just a couple of steps, and you somehow need to be aware of the dimensions and the size of the logo. Although, to be honest, the original instruction of AOCI was saying the logo should not be more than, I think it was 50 kilobytes. Mine is much more, almost double the size, and it still works. The only issue was the GIMP JPEG export versus the other software, the normal preview Mac software for exporting JPEGs. That was the only issue that I've encountered. Other than that, nothing else. As I said, other than that, no major issues with the AOCI C5 CarPlay unit at all. I was just happy with how it all worked. I would have a AOCI CarPlay unit on any of my other bikes, rather than having a phone mounted on my handlebars in any kind of holder, no matter what the manufacturers say about how anti-vibration is it. Look, I'm not, in the end of the day, too much worried about the vibration and damaging my phone with vibrations. Quite often, when I was taking the phone from the holder to do some decent photos, sometimes it happened that my phone fell down unprotected with no case on it, because you were taking it out from a phone holder that you had mounted on your handlebars. What else? If you're interested in grabbing one AOCI unit for yourself, a link is in the description. Grab one or more for yourself, it's worth every penny. I do recommend that, and I will use this unit on all of my other bikes.